So it comes the same to exit planning. You get a lot of business owners who go, when you meet them, and tell me if you have the same conversations, and they go, well, I'm going to exit my business in 3 years' time. And you go, great. And I, after hearing that a lot, and then you catch up with them after a year and you go, great, well, it's only 2 years now. And they go, oh, no, I'm going to exit my business in 3 years' time. And someone said to me once, well, yeah, you got me. I'm 15 years into my 3-year plan. And it forced me to start thinking, I go, why do we say as humans, because this doesn't just apply to exit planning or business planning. There's something about humans where we have a 3-year time frame that we look ahead. And as I was thinking about it and digging into it, if it's something's going to happen in 3 years' time, we tend to think that we don't have to do anything specific about it today because it's just far enough away that I don't have to do anything today. But as soon as I've lived today and I've got tomorrow, 3 years is now less than 3 years, and all of a sudden it's 2 years, and then it's 1 year, and the older you get, the faster those years tick by. So if you're thinking 3 years, 3 years is a really good time frame to start putting things into action, and especially for exit planning, if you want to maximize value. And the reason I say that is because, look, there's two components to evaluation, and you've got some accounting and knowledge and experience, haven't you, Ian, where you're doing this sort of thing all the time. So there's two components to evaluation. The first part is there's, and most business owners will go, we know how it's worked. And they'll go, look, there's a component of a profit. So sometimes that's a revenue number or it's an EBIT number, but there's a profit component to the formula. And then there's a multiplier of that number. So, so some businesses are sold for 1 times revenue, and some other, some software platforms, they'll be 20 times, I don't know, some magical number. And a lot of other businesses in between, it's kind of 5 to 7 times EBITDA are kind of average numbers. And if you want to maximize the value of your business, you'll talk to a business owner, you go, well, what is it in your industry? And they'll all know. They'll go, look, the multiplier in our industry is 5. And I go, great, 5 times what? Well, 5 times profit. They won't know exactly what the profit is. They'll just know that this mythical multiplier is 5. And I go, okay, are you aware of any businesses in your industry who sold for a higher multiple? And I'll go, yeah, there was this company that they sold for 10 times once. And I go, great. Why did they sell for 10 times multiple? Well, they just got lucky. I go, what do you mean they got lucky? Well, they got lucky, and I go, well, the buyer, you think these buyers are naive and they're buying multiple businesses per year, and they just bumped into this business once and they just thought, what the heck, I'll give you twice of what I pay any other business in your industry. And they go, oh, well, probably not. So they've got a whole lot of things in place. Their business is prepared. So there's 2 elements, if you like, to preparing your business for exit. There's the things that will boost the profit. And I'm getting really rubbery here, but there are things that will boost your profit. And these are all the one-time fixes. You've got to get all your governance. You've got to get everything in place that a buyer would expect to be in place. And every industry has that standard industry multiplier, if you like. And these are all the things that they expect to see to achieve that standard industry valuation, if you like. If you don't have these things in place, they'll start chipping away and going, well, hey, look, I can't give you the standard number because of this, this, and this. Or they'll go, well, we need a big earn-out agreement. Now, these things, we can fix all of those things, and it'll take 6 to 9 months, and a lot of people can do it. You get all the governance, all the minutes, all the documentation in place, and make sure that the business looks tidy. Then, if you've got a 3-year runway, then you can do things that really maximize the value of the business, and you can start working on the intangible assets, the things that don't sit on the balance sheet. And what I mean by that, like if 3 years you can build some IP and change the culture of the business. It'll take 3 years to change the culture of a business, but if you change the culture of the business and you influence the staff retention and the loyalty, and you have some sort of profit awareness and understanding, and the culture is that everyone is totally aligned to the business direction, and they can see what they're doing and how that influences the business direction. You've got some IP in your business, you've got a brand in the industry where people are coming to you for your brand rather than coming to your business because of you. And so these are the sort of examples of intangible assets. It could be that you've got all of your revenue is locked in with long-term contracts, for example, with governments and massive corporates. So it's really secure. So the way your revenue is structured, and we've got a list of 7 levers that we look at, and these things leverage your valuation. So it's not just let's just go and shuffle and tidy up your accounts and hope for the best. Yeah, there is some art and science behind increasing and maximizing the value of your business. If you've got 3 years, then some of those intangible assets, they take a year to get into play. You've got to build them. You've got to, I think Gerber talks about working on your business. It's the classic working on your business. And if you're working on the assets of your business rather than just the revenue of your business, the income will flow on once those assets are built. Income will follow the assets. So you build those intangible assets, you get them in place, and the only reason you would put them in place is because they're going to generate revenue. So you need to demonstrate how these assets, these intangible assets, will influence your revenue. Give you an example, a business that's well positioned and branded and differentiated in the market can charge 30% more than the average business in the market. To me, that's a real return on investment. So if you've got 3 years and you're serious and you're prepared to invest time, effort, and a bit of money, you can really maximize the value of your business, and you'll make so much more on exit, and in terms of capital return and less stress, than you will on just by saving a few pennies.